Imagine a normal evening in Mumbai. Stations are crowded, luxury hotels shine with lights, and families enjoy their time together. But far out in the dark waters of the Arabian Sea, a boat is silently moving toward the city. The men on that boat were not fishermen. They were on a mission planned months in advance. Within hours, their actions would become part of one of the world's deadliest terrorist attacks. Months earlier, 10 young men had been selected at a secret training camp. They were taught weapons handling, maritime infiltration, and how to sustain prolonged combat operations. Among the recruits, 2 names stood out: Ajmal Kasab and Abu Ismail. They were assigned one of the deadliest missions in Mumbai and would soon become known across India. After training, they were repeatedly told one thing: there would be no return once the mission began. This was not just an operation. It was a suicide mission. On the morning of the 26th of November 2008, the attackers departed from near Karachi. Their bags contained weapons, ammunition, and communication equipment. The world remained completely unaware. Once at sea, they intercepted an Indian fishing boat and took its crew hostage. The mission was now entering a far more dangerous phase. The fishing vessel was named Kuber. It would carry the attackers toward Mumbai. For its crew, however, the journey would never end. Meanwhile, Mumbai remained completely normal. Trains were crowded, offices were closing, and the city moved through its usual rhythm, unaware of what was approaching. The Taj Hotel glowed with lights. Guests enjoyed dinner and tourists explored its halls. Within hours, it would become the focus of global headlines. The sea journey continued. The attackers remained in constant communication with their handlers. The operation had entered its final stage. As evening approached, Mumbai's coastline came into view. The attackers prepared their weapons and listened to final instructions. There was no turning back. Soon the attackers divided into separate teams. Each had a different target, but all shared the same objective: maximum destruction across Mumbai. Ajmal Kasab and Abu Ismail were assigned to Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, one of India's busiest railway stations. It would soon become the scene of unimaginable horror. Other teams were assigned to the Taj Hotel, Oberoi Hotel, and Nariman House. Simultaneous attacks across the city were central to their strategy. Around 8:30 p.m., the attackers completed their final preparations near Mumbai shore. The city lights were directly ahead. History was minutes away from changing. After landing near Badwar Park, the attackers quickly dispersed. They were no longer infiltrators arriving from the sea. They were now inside Mumbai. Some boarded taxis while others moved on foot. Their routes differed, but their destination was the same. The nation would soon witness the consequences. Thousands of passengers waited at CST Station. Some were heading home, while others were visiting Mumbai for the first time. No one sensed the danger approaching. Then, at 9:20 p.m., Mumbai's peace shattered. The first gunshots echoed through the city. The next 60 hours would become one of the darkest chapters in India's history. If you enjoy real-life mysteries and documentary stories like this, like the video and subscribe to the channel, because the story is about to get even more intense. The main hall of CST was crowded as usual. Ajmal Kasab and Abu Ismail entered carrying backpacks. To everyone around them, they looked like ordinary travelers, but their intentions were far darker. For a few seconds, they scanned the station. Families, workers, children, and travelers filled the hall. Then they placed their bags down and pulled out their weapons. Suddenly, gunfire echoed through the station. At first, people couldn't understand what was happening. Within seconds, the hall was filled with screams, panic, and fear. People ran in every direction to save themselves. Some rushed toward the platforms, while others desperately searched for cover behind pillars and benches. Meanwhile, Ajmal and Abu continued moving forward. Nearly everyone in their path was in danger. Within minutes, the station had turned into a battlefield. Calls flooded Mumbai's police control room. Initially, officers believed it might be a local incident, but it quickly became clear that something much bigger was unfolding. Reports from CST grew increasingly alarming. At the same time, emergency calls began arriving from other parts of Mumbai, suggesting multiple coordinated attacks. At the same time, an attack began at Mumbai's famous Leopold Café. Moments earlier, people had been dining peacefully. Now panic had taken over. Soon after, other attack teams entered the Taj and Oberoi hotels. It was now clear that Mumbai was facing a large, coordinated assault. Mumbai police now understood this was no ordinary crime. Multiple critical locations were under attack, but the number of attackers remained unknown. As more information emerged, senior officers began moving toward the attack sites. Among them was Hemant Karkare, chief of the anti-terrorism squad. Karkare did not yet have the complete picture, but he understood that Mumbai was under attack and the situation was rapidly escalating. Soon, Ashok Kamte and Vijay Salaskar joined the operation. The three experienced officers were now moving through Mumbai to stop the attackers. Meanwhile, Ajmal, Kasab, and Abu Ismail had left CST. Their goal now was to evade police while causing as much destruction as possible. Television channels switched to continuous coverage. Across India, millions watched the shocking events unfold. Yet the worst was still to come. Inside the Taj Hotel, many guests still did not understand the situation. Some were in their rooms, others in restaurants, unaware of the danger approaching. Minutes later, gunfire and explosions echoed through the hotel. Guests who had been relaxing moments earlier now searched desperately for safety. Mumbai police rushed to multiple locations. The number of attacks and their spread made the situation extremely difficult to manage. New information arrived every minute. The night grew darker, but the attacks continued. Mumbai was no longer just a city. It had become an active battlefield. Amid the chaos, Karkare, Kamte, and Salaskar were heading toward an encounter that would be remembered in Indian history for years to come. Meanwhile, ATS Chief Hemant Karkare, Additional Commissioner Ashok Kamte, and Senior Officer Vijay Salaskar were trying to piece together the situation. The exact location of the attackers remained unclear. Reports indicated that Ajmal, Kasab, and Abu Ismail had left CST and were moving through South Mumbai, attacking people along their route. Police received information that the attackers had been seen near Kama Hospital. This was critical because senior officers were heading toward the same area. Hemant Karkare, Ashok Kamte, and Vijay Salaskar drove rapidly toward the area, hoping to intercept the attackers and regain control of the situation. In the darkness, both sides had unknowingly come very close to each other. Within moments, an encounter would change the course of the night. Near Rang Bhavan Lane, gunfire suddenly erupted. The police vehicle came under attack, and the situation became critical within seconds. During the encounter, Hemant Karkare, Ashok Kamte, and Vijay Salaskar were critically wounded. India lost 3 of its bravest officers that night. The true scale of the attack was becoming clear. This was no ordinary terrorist incident. Mumbai was fighting on multiple fronts at once. Meanwhile, Ajmal, Kasab, and Abu Ismail had taken control of a police vehicle and were rapidly moving through the city. By now, Mumbai police had launched a full-scale manhunt. Checkpoints were being established across the city, and suspicious vehicles were being stopped. After midnight, the 2 attackers headed toward Gurgaon Chowpatty. They had no idea they were about to encounter officers who would make history. At Gurgaon Chowpatty, police had established a checkpoint. Officers had been warned that the attackers might pass through this route. Minutes later, a suspicious vehicle appeared. Police attempted to stop it, but gunfire erupted as it approached the checkpoint. A brief but intense gun battle followed. Shots were exchanged from both sides, and Abu Ismail was fatally wounded during the encounter, but Ajmal Kasab was still alive. He emerged from the vehicle and attempted to escape. It was at this moment that a police officer displayed extraordinary courage. That officer was Tukaram Ombale. Without regard for his own safety, he confronted Ajmal Kasab and attempted to capture him alive. Tukaram Ombale grabbed Ajmal Kasab's weapon. Though he suffered fatal injuries, his bravery enabled police to capture Kasab alive. This was the most important turning point of the siege. For the first time, one of the attackers had been captured alive. Kasab's capture provided investigators with crucial information, yet the battle for Mumbai was far from over. While the Gurgaon Chowpatty encounter had ended, dozens remained trapped inside the Taj Hotel, Oberoi Hotel, and Nariman House. The siege was still ongoing. Despite Ajmal Kasab's capture at Gurgaon Chowpatty, Mumbai was still far from safe. Terrorists remained inside the Taj Hotel, Oberoi Hotel, and Nariman House, along with hundreds of trapped civilians. Inside the Taj Hotel, many guests hid inside their rooms. Some sent final messages to their families while gunfire echoed through the corridors. Several hotel employees risked their own lives to guide guests toward safety. Their courage saved countless people during the siege. Meanwhile, guests remained trapped inside the Oberoi Hotel. Security forces worked to understand the building layout as the situation continued changing. Several people were also being held hostage inside Nariman House. It was about to become one of the most difficult rescue operations. It had become clear that local police alone could not handle the operation. The Indian government decided to deploy the National Security Guard. A special aircraft was prepared in Delhi. India's most highly trained commandos departed immediately from Mumbai as the nation looked toward them with hope. Among those commandos was Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan. He had no idea that within hours, his name would become a symbol of courage across India. After arriving in Mumbai, the NSG split into separate teams. Each received a different objective, with the most difficult missions assigned to the Taj Hotel and Nariman House. Fires continued burning across several floors of the Taj Hotel. Thick smoke spread rapidly, making every passing minute more dangerous for those trapped inside. The NSG commandos advanced carefully through the hotel. Every room had to be cleared because no one knew where the attackers were hiding. Doors were opened one by one. Many frightened guests were rescued safely, but gunfire could still be heard from several upper floors. Meanwhile, security forces tightened the perimeter around Nariman House. Commandos carefully studied the building before beginning the rescue operation. Every movement had to be carefully planned. A single mistake could cost innocent lives, making this one of the most challenging rescue missions. Soon, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan's team encountered the terrorists inside the hotel. A dangerous close-quarters battle followed. During the encounter, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan advanced fearlessly to rescue an injured commando. For him, protecting his teammates came before his own safety. He signaled his teammates to stay back and move forward alone. The terrorists were hiding only a short distance ahead. During the operation, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan was critically wounded. Even in his final moments, his focus remained on protecting his teammates and the hostages. Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan's sacrifice became a symbol of courage and duty for the entire nation. His leadership helped save many innocent lives. Meanwhile, other NSG teams continued advancing floor by floor. Hostages were gradually evacuated as each section of the hotel was secured. After nearly 60 hours, security forces finally secured the Taj Hotel, Oberoi Hotel, and Nariman House. Mumbai's longest nightmare had finally come to an end. As the final search concluded, the nation realized the full scale of the tragedy. Hundreds were injured, and many innocent civilians and security personnel had lost their lives. Because Ajmal Kasab was captured alive, investigators uncovered crucial details about the planning, training, and cross-border support behind the attacks. As the investigation progressed, it became clear that every part of the attack, from training to sea infiltration and target selection, had been carefully planned. After 26 November, India introduced major reforms in coastal security, counterterrorism, and emergency response systems. The attacks became a turning point for national security. Even today, the 26th of November, 2008, is more than just a date. It honors the innocent victims, brave police officers, NSG commandos, and hotel staff who displayed extraordinary courage. This story reminds us that terrorism does not target buildings alone. Its greatest target is the peace, trust, and everyday lives of ordinary people. What do you think was India's biggest lesson from the 26/11 attacks? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy deeply researched documentary stories, don't forget to subscribe. If you're fascinated by real history, untold stories, and hidden secrets, make sure to like this video and subscribe to SochVerse. There are many more incredible stories waiting for you.